What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I am going to be talking about the one single habit that completely transformed my entire life. Now, this is a habit that is extremely practical. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, go lift every single day. If you haven't been lifting, I'm not going to say go read your Bible for some of you guys that might not even be religious. I'm not even going to say go wake up early every single day, even though all of those things are great things that you should be doing on a regular basis. This one is even more practical than all of those. It's easier to implement, and yet, for a lot of you guys, you might notice that it's harder than every single one of them. You might even get a little bit of a laugh when you start trying to implement this habit because you realize, wow, this is so much harder than it should be. And that's exactly why you need to do it in the first place. It's why it's so important and why it gives such amazing results. And so this one habit that I personally started practicing about 3 years ago now was making sure to walk up to one person every single day, a person that I didn't know who they were, I'd never met them before, and introduce myself and have a simple conversation. That's it. That's literally it. That's the one habit that I am going to leave you with today. Going out of your way to approach a total stranger every single day and strike up a simple conversation. Now, before you go clicking off this video thinking, okay, Brandon, you've said your piece. I'll go and do that now. I want you to stick around to the end because you need to understand exactly why this habit is so incredibly important and how it actually affects the rest of your life and the rest of your interactions. Because it's a hard habit to practice, even though it sounds so simple to implement. I don't care if it's something as rudimentary as just talking about the weather, or if you're at a grocery store talking about a specific product, or even cracking a joke with somebody. The interaction doesn't even have to be 60 seconds long as there is a conversation that happens where you go out of your way to interact with another human being that you have never met before. Now, why is this so incredibly important? And why might you find it so incredibly difficult to do this one simple thing? Well, it's because we humans are creatures of habit. And that can either be our saving grace or it can be exactly what ends up holding us back. Because we want to stay comfortable. And a lot of us develop specific routines where we do the same thing over and over and over again. And we don't really like anything that takes us out of our routine. And we don't even like having to put in an effort in order to break the cycle. Because that's what starts to happen. As you start to do the same thing over and over and over again, it becomes harder and harder to exercise your free will, to go out there and do something different for a change. And so many people in today's society are socially awkward. They can't even have a conversation with a stranger. They can't even go into public places without feeling anxious. They think, oh, everybody else is looking at me right now. Everybody else is paying attention to me right now. I don't really want to mess up, and so I'm just going to stay home. And I'm going to interact with the world through my computer or through my cell phone, and I might call somebody. You know what? No, I'm not even going to call them. I'm just going to text them because that's easier. Calling people is too much effort. You might say the wrong thing. You might say something stupid. So let's switch to texting. Oh, but now I'm not even texting anybody anymore. Now all I'm doing is typing out comments on Instagram. Now all I'm doing is watching videos, mindlessly consuming over and over and over again, and it's completely destroyed people's ability to interact with other human beings. The power behind this habit comes from its ability to break the ice, to shake you out of apathy, to shake you out of the apathy of your everyday life. Have you ever said, man, I just feel like I'm living the same day over and over and over again? It feels like Groundhog Day, that movie where the guy dies and then he respawns at the beginning of the day and he does it over and over and over again. That's what my life looks like. And then people wonder why they struggle with depression, why they struggle with loneliness when their days look exactly the same. Why are you doing the exact same thing over and over and over again, expecting to have some sort of different result? If you're sad, if you're unhappy, if you have more bad days in the week than you have good days, you need to make a foundational change. Whether that's in your environment or in your behavior or both, you need to shake yourself out of apathy. And one of the best ways that you can exercise your free will is by having conversations with other people. You see, a lot of people will say, other people just feel like NPCs. And the reason why people say that is because you are looking from another perspective at other people going through life who don't leave their comfort zone ever. And they are addicted to their cell phones. They are addicted to getting instant dopamine, instant gratification, and they don't want to put in the work at all anymore. And so they stay in the same miserable cycle of life, and they never actually end up leaving. So many humans forget that we are living in a world that is an open map. You can go and you can approach the prettiest girl that you see at the grocery store, and you can have a conversation with her. And do you know what happens? It doesn't even have to be a conversation with the prettiest girl. It could be a conversation with a 50-year-old woman that's shopping. You're not even attracted to her. It could be a conversation with a blue-collar worker at a restaurant that's 60 years old. It doesn't matter who it is, but when you have conversations like this, when you go out of your way to have community with people, you will get this massive shattering of your world, a shattering of your belief system when you realize, holy crap, I get a ton of confidence just from going out and talking to other people. Guys, it's the hack to unlimited confidence, is just realizing I can go up and talk to anybody that I want whenever I want. And what you start to do as time goes on is you start to get really good at having conversations with people. And your social anxiety starts to just disappear. And what does this do? Well, it gives you the ability to be yourself and the ability to feel comfortable in social situations because you've had so many interactions before. You've had so many conversations. You don't care if you accidentally say something stupid or you say the wrong thing because you're not constantly hyper-analyzing yourself, trying to make sure that you present yourself to other people as the perfect human being. Because you're not going to be the perfect human being. This all stems back to people caring too much about what other humans think of them. It leaves them frozen. It leaves them in the same track. They don't even want to deviate from the patterns and the habits that they've been practicing for years because they're too scared that somebody else might judge them for leaving their repetitive, miserable cycle of life. This is how you break it. It's this habit right here. All right, so I'm going to get a little bit more practical with my recommendations. When I first started doing this, I didn't start by approaching attractive women. I just started talking to random dudes at the gym. That was the easiest place for me to have a conversation with somebody and just say, yo, what's up, dude? My name's Brandon. Like, what are you hitting today? Just striking up the most simple conversation, little baby steps, okay? And what you'll notice this. You'll come back to this video and drop it in the comment section and you'll say, thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Brandon. I didn't realize that having a conversation with a total stranger who I'm not even attracted to or anything like that, for some reason, there was a barrier that was holding me back from having conversations with strangers. But as you start to break that ice, as you start to break the cycle of your routine, you will receive this massive influx of confidence. You'll go away from a conversation, even if the conversation was awkward and it was the most basic small talk of all time, you will walk away feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and energized. So that's what you start off with, is this stuff that, you're not really scared to approach another dude. At least the fear should be much, much lower, okay? And then what you do is you slowly work your way up. Then you start to approach people where you're a little bit more intimidated to approach them. Maybe this person seems like they have higher status, or maybe it's a woman. Start off with an unattractive woman, a woman that you aren't attracted to. Go up to her, strike up a conversation. Maybe she has kids at the grocery store. You go up and you talk to her. Even if it's an awkward interaction, what you do is you just leave it in the past. And you'll still get a confidence boost from it. Because you said, hey, I'm going to do something. I made a promise to myself that I am going to go up and talk to a random stranger today. And so you literally get dopamine from an awkward interaction that doesn't really even go anywhere. It's awesome. And what it does is it starts to build momentum in the right direction. Now, once you start doing this on a regular basis, what you will notice is that women and men will start treating you differently because you no longer tie your self-worth to how the interaction goes. It can be a terrible interaction, but you don't care because you've had so many other interactions, you've done so many reps, you are not going to judge yourself if it goes poorly. You are not going to judge yourself if you get rejected. And the other people interacting with you can feel that aura. They can feel that confidence emanating from you. And you slowly start to work your way up until you're approaching one attractive woman. Every single day, you're approaching her. And you don't even need to get every woman's phone number. You don't even need to spit game. You don't need to be worried about, oh, am I saying the right things? Oh, is she actually going to give me her number? Oh, is she going to reject me? Oh, does she have a boyfriend? Does she not have a boyfriend? You don't even need to care about any of that because you're not even trying to get her number. You're just trying to have a conversation with her. That's how you start off. You say, I'm going to go up and talk to one beautiful woman every single day. Why? Because it's an open map, motherfucker. You can go do whatever the fuck you want. You can go talk to whoever you want. And you've created these barriers inside of your own mind without realizing it, that for some reason, you shouldn't be able to go and approach the attractive woman. It comes from some sort of disbelief in yourself, some sort of self-doubt that you have from years of isolating yourself further from community, taking yourself away from interacting with other people. It's time to exercise that free will. It's time to understand that you can build yourself up and become someone different through the habits that you implement and the action that you take. And this forced me out of my comfort zone every single day. And I hope that it does the same exact thing for you. Before I knew it, I was totally fine making YouTube videos, talking to a camera fluently without any cuts for 10, 20 minutes. Starting with this habit is what led me to be able to make these videos, to be able to talk, to be able to take a woman out on a date every single week. You know how awesome that is to be able to go out on a date with a woman every week and not be nervous about it. Just know that you're going to be able to carry the conversation, and just know that no matter how things go, whether you get rejected in the end, whether or not she likes you, that the world is just going to keep fucking spinning. That's what you need to be told. That is the belief that you need to have reinforced every single day, every single time you approach somebody. As a man, I think that you should be putting yourself out there on a regular basis and pursuing women. This channel will not become a channel for incels. It will not become a breeding ground for incels, where men sit around and they say, oh, girls are just too scary. I can't approach people. I'm going to go full Sigma mode and try to make a ton of money. And then eventually, once I've made all of the money, then I'm going to be able to go out and approach the girl. It doesn't work like that. Take it from me. No amount of money is going to give you the confidence that it takes to approach a stranger or to approach a woman and get her phone number. No amount of good looks is going to give you the confidence. I know guys who are really good looking. They're super tall. They're built. They're in shape. And they're smart. But they still can't get the best out of life because they can't do this simple thing. Because they can't go out there and just talk to a woman every day. They can't put themselves out there. And for that very reason, they will hold themselves back their entire life. They are nerfed. They will never be able to utilize the height that God gave them, the good looks, the charisma, the personality, because they don't fucking put themselves out there enough. You need to go and practice this. You need to get the reps in. I can't tell you just how good it feels to be so comfortable with yourself and who you are that it doesn't matter how a social interaction goes. You know that it's going to be totally fine. If you get rejected, it's going to be totally fine. When the day does come, when you decide, hey, I think I'm going to pull the trigger and I'm not just going to conversate with this beautiful woman, but I'm going to ask her out. I'm going to ask her out on a date. When that day comes, you will have the confidence in yourself in order to pull the trigger. I just saw a study that says that 50% of young men today have never asked a woman out in person. How crazy is that? How mind-blowing is that? It's almost like our phones and our computers are driving us towards being asexual males that want to just sit around all day watching synthetic, realistic porn instead of going out and experiencing everything that life has to offer. I will not let you fall into this trap. I will not let you become that kind of man. I want you to be a man that goes out there and performs better than 99% of other people simply because of the fact that you don't give a fuck. You can have a conversation with a random person. You can go out there and be social. You can be yourself. That is what I want for you. I hope that this video helped you guys out a lot. And I hope that a lot of you guys take what I'm saying right now and actually go and apply it. Because I still do this to this day. I go out and I have a conversation with a stranger every single day. I push myself And it has led to so many amazing benefits. When I'm feeling depressed, implementing this habit and going out there, it is just an easy way to unlock a new map. It is such an easy way to unlock a new way of living where you can now just go out and experience things as yourself without worrying about what everybody else thinks of you. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. Make sure to drop a like down below. Drop a singular thumbs up in the comment section if you watched all the way through to the end of this video. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Peace.